Hi, my name is Mr. Cope, and I'm either going to be teaching you or I'm going to be teaching your child this year. And this is a flipped video that I'm making so that all policies and procedures during the school year can be clear at any point. You can go back and watch this video as many times as you'd like. I'm sure you're going to want to watch it at least a baker's dozen worth of times this year because it's going to be so captivating. Below all of the introductory stuff, you can see the link to just the slideshow itself. So if you wanted to go back and view the slideshow, you can do that as well. So specifically for parents, I've got 4 things here that you need to know about. You will receive 2 letters from your child this year. They can be found in the pre-periods unit folder, and you can also just click on the hyperlink of the 1 and the 2 to see those letters. I have a wish list that's hyperlinked there. These are items that will help the class run effectively this year and will make the classroom experience better for all students involved. If you can help, please help. The syllabus is hyperlinked there, so if you'd like to know what's going to be going on throughout the course of the year and classroom procedures and policies outside of what I cover in this video, you can click on the syllabus and see that. And then most importantly, the WAP Student and Parent Help Prep form. What that is a Google Doc, and there are 10 steps for each group, the students and the parents, on how they can help each other and how they can help themselves manage this class. I know that this is the first AP class that many students are taking, and as such, I try to tailor the class a little bit differently than if I were teaching only seniors. So those guides are there to help you, and it is a living document because it is a Google Doc, so it will change throughout the year, just like the wish list. So please go back and check that as often as you can. Some general information about the class and ways to communicate with me. First, you can see there's my email address. Please feel free to email me at any time, and I will respond to you within 24 hours. I have the directions for joining our Remind group. I ask that everyone join the Remind group so that you can get updates on the class. Sometimes I send out documents that way. Sometimes I send out calendar changes. And this is a great way for both parents and students to stay informed in the class. Google Classroom, there's information on how to join our particular Google Classroom page. This is where all of our documents will be found. We are a paper-friendly class, and what that means is we are going to be as digital as possible and when necessary and appropriate. And then we'll use paper from here to here, from time to time, I should say. But very thoughtfully, and it'll typically be recycled paper. That's why I say paper friendly, because we're not going to create new waste in my classroom. So Google Classroom is where all of our digital resources will be found. And then Parent Info Form and Integrity Pledge. I ask that all parents fill this out as soon as possible. This is actually a requirement that after the first day, your sons and daughters have you fill this out. So if you could do that now, that'd be great. The link for that information is below. So you can do that while you're watching this video on your phone. If you're watching the video on your computer, or if you're watching the video on your phone, you could fill that out on your computer, whatever works best for you. The calendar is up to date for the entire year, and it will very unlikely change. And so you could predict right now what you're going to be doing in class on May 10th, assuming we actually have class on May 10th and that's not a weekend. As information needs to be changed on the calendar, I will change it and try to send out a remind, but the calendar is our go-to throughout the year. If we have an ice day on one day, the expectation is that when we come back to school, we are going to go to the day that we come back, and we are going to be doing what's on that day. We are not going to push everything back a day. Unfortunately, with an AP class, there is no room to push anything back because everything is planned all the way up to the very second before the test. So if we lose a day of school, we lose that day of class, and we make adjustments accordingly. So if there was supposed to be a quiz on a day that we lose class, we take the quiz during the next class and do the classwork that we were going to do for that next class. So if we miss Monday, and we were supposed to take a quiz on Wednesday, we will take the quiz that we're supposed to take on Monday and do the work that we're supposed to do in class on Wednesday. So you would need to be prepared for Wednesday and the previous quiz. Technology. As I mentioned before, this is a paper-friendly classroom, and so technology is critically important. If you have access to a laptop that you can bring to class, every single class, you should do that. Second best would be a tablet. Third best is a smartphone. I also have 15 computers in the classroom that students can use, and typically that will cover everybody, but it's always best if you can provide your own laptop or tablet. However, I'm going to implement a couple of policies this year. When we are not using technology, these procedures must be followed. The laptop must be closed and on the desk or in your bag, and tablets and phones must be in bags. They cannot be in your lap, they cannot be in your pocket, they cannot be on your desk. I've found in the past that laptops that are open, tablets that are out, and phones that are out become distractions to learning and writing and thinking and communicating. So we will have those away. If any of these policies are broken, the first time, that technology will be taken for that class period, and it'll be entered into my consequences notebook. The second day, it'll be taken for the entire school day, and again entered into my notebook so that I know what consequence we're in. The third time, it'll be delivered to the front office, and a parent will have to come and collect that. I recognize that this is incredibly strict and draconian in nature. However, this will allow for the best class experience for all students, myself, and substitute teachers, and ensure that learning is happening at the highest possible level. Quizzes, there's a quiz every single class period because we spend 2 classes per chapter. So on the first day that we cover a chapter, the quiz is actually just a writing quiz for mastery. And typically that'll be a thesis statement or a paragraph topic sentence or an analysis sentence or a synthesis sentence. And that's on a pass-fail basis. And students can rewrite as often as they need to until they get a pass. As soon as they get a pass, they move on. The second day, however, is a quiz that is modeled after the AP exam. There will be 5 multiple choice questions and 1 short answer question made up of 3 parts for a total of 8 questions and 8 points on the quiz. Students will have 17 minutes and 30 seconds to take that quiz. That is because for each multiple choice question, students have 1 minute, so that would be 5 minutes. And for each short answer question on the AP exam, students have 12.5 minutes to answer the short answer question. So when I add that all up, that equals 17.5 minutes for the quiz. This is designed to prepare students not only to answer multiple choice questions effectively, it is also designed to have students answer short answer questions effectively and to prepare themselves for the time constraints of the AP exam. Students may do quiz corrections on each quiz and earn up to 4 points back on the quiz, with a maximum score on each quiz being 8 points. So if a student earns a 7 on the quiz, they can earn back 1 whole point by doing their quiz corrections. That would then give them 8 points. If a student earns a 4 in the quiz and they do all of their quiz corrections, they would earn 4 points, and they would then have 8 points on the quiz. If a student earned 2 points on the quiz and did all of their quiz corrections, they would earn 4 points back and therefore have a 6 on their quiz. Students may use their notes that they take on their guided reading sheets on the quizzes that we take on the second day that we cover a chapter. However, those notes must be handwritten and those notes must be turned in. They may not be digital. They may not be a Google Doc. This is to ensure that proper learning is going on and that ethical learning is going on between all classes. Tests. There are 6 tests in the class, 1 for each content unit that we cover. There will be made up of multiple choice questions and essay questions. For period 5 and period 6, there will be 20 multiple choice questions, and for periods 1, 2, 3, and 4, there will be 35 multiple choice questions. This is modeled after the AP exam. Students may not use their notes on tests, and there will be an essay, and the essay varies depending on the particular unit that we're covering at that time that they will have to write. Each test will take the entire class period. Study guides are handed out at the beginning of the unit so that students know what possible essays they will have to write and what specific themes they will have to cover. Homework. There's a guided reading sheet for each chapter that we read. This is not collected for a grade. However, it is encouraged that students take handwritten notes on guided reading sheets, or they can create their own note sheet that works best for them. It does not matter to me how they take their notes if they want to take notes. However, I give them a guided reading sheet so that they can have some semblance of a guide to know what they need to be looking for in each chapter. I have hyperlinked the word folder, as you can see here, and if you click there, you'll find a guided reading sheet for every single chapter of our book. There will also be 1 to 4 supplemental homework assignments during each quarter. These are designed to reinforce content, skills, learning, or content that we didn't have enough time to cover in class that particular day. So you can expect that there will be additional homework during the course of each semester and each quarter. Grading. The grading is designed to mimic the AP exam on each individual assignment, whether it's a classwork, a homework, a quiz, or a test. And the breakdown of grading percentages can be found below here. And this would be true for all humanities classes, not just this class, but all humanities classes. This is a new policy within Millbrook High School. So all tests and projects will be worth 55% of the overall grade per quarter, per semester, and the year. All minor assignments will be worth 35% of the grade, and then homework will be worth 10% of the grade. And I give some examples of what a major assignment would be and what a minor assignment would be. Discipline and procedures. For technology discipline, please refer back to the previous slide and the previous conversation. For all of the procedures and discipline issues, please refer to the syllabus. I keep it as simple as possible because my main focus is on learning, and I want to make sure that I am not burdening the students with specific rules and details that outline every single possible occurrence that could take place. Integrity is a major deal, and interacting with technology in an appropriate fashion is also a major deal. Aside from that, the other minor procedures and discipline policies are outlined on the syllabus. I am looking forward to teaching you or teaching your child this year. I think it's going to be an exciting year. AP World History is an exciting class, especially if this is your first AP class. It is a very rigorous class. It is a difficult class, but it is a class that is very rewarding, and I expect nothing but a successful year for me, for your child, and for you. And I expect you to do incredibly well on the AP exam in May, and I look forward to teaching you an IB, Social and Cultural Anthropology, when you're a junior or senior. You don't even have to be an IB student in order to be in that class, because it is an open enrollment class at our school. This is a critically important class for all students at our school to take. It's an elective, and I would strongly encourage you to take it. AP World History lays a beautiful foundation for you to be successful in that class with your thinking skills, your writing skills, your analytical skills, your reading skills, and then just general life skills that we learn in here. Thank you very much for watching this video. Again, if you have any questions, please refer back to one of the earlier slides on the best way to contact and communicate with me. Cheers.